Is the S&P crashing part 2? So as I noted in the video before, 4 biggest companies in the SPY: Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon. That holds nearly 23% of the SPY's holding, or the SPY's value. So since we went over the SPY, charted the SPY, we're gonna go piece by piece with these 4 companies to see if that gives us a clue on what the SPY is going to do moving forward as well. And first piece of the puzzle is Apple. So these companies interchange. These companies go back and forth on which is the most valuable company in the world. It was Nvidia earlier, it was Apple later, Microsoft's always in the mix. So Apple, all-time highs, perfect run this year. I believe Apple has topped. If Apple can't bounce near the range it is right here, then Apple may be done for now, and the SPY may be done for now as well. To note, Friday, Apple had a massive downturn breaking under that trendline support, but it quickly regained it. It dropped all the way down to about 232 before it bounced back up. 236 is massively important. Let's see if 236 holds this week or if it fails. If it bounces here and the market bounces, SPY bounces up, you could see Apple start heading back towards 250, at least the mid 240s. And just like SPY's chart, Apple is holding on those weekly supports on the MA and the EMA, right? If Apple breaks down, same story that we talked about with the SPY. If Apple bounces here, again, same story as the SPY. The SPY is Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Amazon, but mostly Apple. Apple composes the biggest portion of the SPY and its movement. Next up, let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft, to me, out of these 4, looks the weakest of the bunch. Microsoft hasn't put in an all-time high. It's actually failed. It's put in a lower high, which Apple hasn't done yet. And Nvidia hasn't. Nvidia just put in a higher high this last week, the week before. And same story with Amazon. So this is Microsoft. You hear that noise in the background? My son's playing Roblox. It's a little distracting, but bear with it. Anyway, so Microsoft here. Same story as Apple. Trendline support. It dipped under it. It's broken through it twice now. If this breaks under that 415 area, Microsoft is going to flush down towards 400, and below that, man, it's got a long way down. The only notable difference on Microsoft versus Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, and the SPY is this is clearly under the weekly supports. So this could be the first domino to fall, pulling down the rest. Of course, it could bounce. There's always that option. There's always 2 sides to a coin, right? I say it all the time. Be prepared to play whatever the market gives you. But I love the way Amazon looks for a bearish narrative. I'm not sure if I said Microsoft. If I said a different name, I meant Microsoft. And next up, we have Nvidia, right? Nvidia fangirls lash out at me all the time, get mad because I say this thing is going to have a rough 2025. And I think it is. It did break that all-time high, even though it was briefly on that Sell the News event when Jensen decided to tank Quantum as well. So Nvidia, surprise, surprise, it looks exactly like Apple and like Microsoft with that trendline support right there. It's already tested it before, bounced above it, ran up, then failed. It's going to test it again. If it gets under that blue line, it's breaking trend to the downside, and you could see Nvidia fall all the way down into the 120s. And as I've notably said, Nvidia is in this fucking purgatory of range that it's been in for the last, so the weekly chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, shitload of weeks, right? But same thing on the weekly as well. If this breaks under, room to the downside. Any one of these breaking under these supports, with SPY breaking under the support, spells doom for the SPY, at least in the short term. And the last one, Amazon. This one looks the most bullish out of all of them, right? It looks like it's putting in a nice little bull flag there. But when we look at Amazon's chart, the daily chart, same thing. It's coming up on that trend test. If it breaks under 200, or if it breaks under 215, this could head down towards 200. If it bounces here, I don't doubt this heads back towards those all-time highs, at least 230, mid 230s. And this is far better on the weekly than the other 3 we talked about. This is far above the weekly 20, which is sitting around 202 in that range. So Amazon could hold things up a little bit here. Does look better than the other ones, but still, all of this comes into play with SPY moving the way it's moving. This week is going to be massively important with CPI print on Wednesday. Inflation, big topic, especially with the jobs report coming in positive and the market tanking on that. New regime coming in, inauguration on the 20th. A lot of shit coming, a lot of moving pieces here. So we'll see, you guys. Next video, I'm going to talk about the VIX and the Qs. So stay tuned for that one. Don't do dumb shit. If you guys are worried about this app getting taken away, I have the links in my bio for the other socials, and we have the Discord. Check us out there. Don't worry, I'll be easy to find if this does disappear. So enjoy your weekend. Enjoy that football today and tomorrow. And we will talk later, guys. As I said, don't do dumb shit. Love you. Bye.